Yes, the non-race tax.
Those people have kids in the district? No. Fancy laws?
Yes.
No.
Thank you.
What is it? It does. Thank you.
Four, the motion fails.
Nothing.
Recommend approval of the final reading of the school police policy as presented in attachment B.
First, second on that motion. Are there any questions? All in favor, give sign by saying aye. Aye. Any nays? Ayes have it.
That's all. That's all.
Second, technology,
No.
transportation,
Nothing.
intermediate unit one,
Nothing.
VOTEC,
Nothing.
PSBA, superintendent's remarks.
Yes, Reverend Winfrey, I have two motions that I'd like to present, and then I also have some discussion, and I believe in chronological order that the three topics that I'm about to address will alleviate much of the concern that's present in the room. The first one, I would ask for a member of the board to make a motion authorizing the superintendent and the business manager to negotiate with the association and to negotiate with the UAEA and present a potential offer for consideration for the entire board at the May 9th work session. Is there a member willing to make that motion?
I'll make that motion.
First and second on that motion, is there any questions? All in favor, give sign by saying aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Ayes have it.
The second motion is to recommend approval that any employee seeking retirement under previously approved incentives, including the insurance with the current contract, must submit their letter of resignation for retirement purposes to the superintendent's office by 4 p.m. on Friday, May the 6th, 2011.
So moved.
First and second on that motion, any questions? All in favor, give sign by saying aye.
Aye.
Is there any nays? Ayes have it.
Now, a remark that I'd like to make is, Mr. Boards alluded to a list of potential cuts that were recommended to this board. At one point in time, there was a potential 3.85 millage increase on the table, to the $4.2 million. Mr. Belsick, the business manager, and I were instructed to present a list of recommended program cuts, non-academic program cuts, that would address this situation. And a district-produced document prepared by the business office and with my input and approval indicates a list of these programs, Tier 1 and Tier 2. You need to understand the discrepancy where the stop point is on Tier 1 and where Tier 2 kicks in and takes everything down to a $0 budget. I'm sure that there's much concern and trepidation in this room about sometimes rumors and innuendos are dangerous in and of themselves, and when they multiply in a weekend period, they become enormous. Let me say that there has never been a discussion of the elimination of any high school athletic or extracurricular programs such as band at this point in time. There has been discussion of the elimination of maybe a certain number of assistant coaching positions and some EDR positions, but no elimination of any sports, except I will say that wrestling is on the table because of the numbers of participation. Now, that's the first round. So you're pretty much hearing that that hasn't been discussed. Now, I'm also going to say that what has been discussed is the middle school athletic and extracurricular activity program is up for discussion. Because in order to attempt to reach a balanced budget, and as one of the motions that the board unanimously approved, to meaningfully negotiate with the association to see if there's something, some middle ground that can be reached before our May 6th work session. You have to understand that, not everything on that list is going to be discussed, will be discussed, some may never be discussed. And everyone here has a favorite program, and everyone here has a program they really don't care about. And the ones that are here, of course, would speak on their favorite programs. And I understand that, and I understand concern and anger, and I understand your feelings as the teachers and as taxpayers. Because all of us at this table also are taxpayers. So what we're trying to do is balance the budget with a wisely made decision, balancing potential program cuts and potential what we can do to help settle the teacher's contract, and what issues we can concern ourselves with in generating additional revenues to ensure that this district, long after some of these board members aren't here, long after I'm retired, can continue to provide quality education and extracurricular programs to all of our students. So that being said, I hope that that addressed a lot of the issues and a lot of the concerns that were generated by the discussion and the dialogue that has taken place in regards to elimination of programs. So with that, Reverend Winfrey, that concludes my remarks for the board this evening and the general public.
Public comment.
Mr. Chairman, y'all, Director of the Department. A few weeks ago, a very serious matter occurred in our district. What concerns me that allowed or caused or required the workers to leave the job. And I'd like to ask the board 3 questions I think need to be answered from my behalf as well this evening. And one is, how many days were they off? Why did they leave? And how much did it cost or will it cost the taxpayer? 3 days? Do we receive a bill for them being off?
It's going to probably cost us $16,000 each day.
$48,000 for this. Why were they off?
Since there's carbon monoxide, they should prove it.
So they were off because an incident occurred that carbon monoxide was in the building, and they found out that it wasn't. Who's going to pay for this? And what caused this to come to this point where they were called in to test the requirements?
Reverend Richard, I could probably answer that best. There was a health issue, and at the time a decision was made. I made a decision after consulting by phone with each of the board members. There was some documented evidence from the hospital that had some concerns about elevated carbon monoxide levels, and the initial